our views so dangerous they must shut them down. But we're here because we want your questions, we want your dialogue. So Emma here has a microphone, and Emma's going to be in the crowd. If you have a question or a comment, please share your comment with us. We would love to hear your opinion, because this is not just us grandstanding. We're here for you to have a conversation, to use your vote against injustice, to encourage you to make your civic duty be one that defends human lives and ends the killing of babies. So please, anyone have a question or comment, your thoughts on abortion? You can have a question or comment right here. Now please let him speak. Please let him speak.
My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice.
Okay, he said adoption is a better option. Thank you, sir, very much for that.
Abortion is also fucking amazing.
People say we're trying to force motherhood. That's not our case.
Abortion and adoption.
There's an ethical way to cease being a mother. It's not severing your baby limb from limb. It's ending motherhood by letting someone else take care of that child. That is ethical. To kill the child is not. Now, again, you see dialogue.
My body, my choice. 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 My body, my choice.
You're old
my
enough.
body,
You're
my
an adult.
choice.
You can decide for yourselves what is right and what is wrong. What is right and what is wrong? It is right to use your vote against injustice. It is right to use your vote as a voice for those who can't speak. For the babies who are dying, they can't vote, but you can vote for them. So here's the question. What happens in abortion? You see on our signs pictures. People say, well, that's not real. Well, ask yourselves this. What do fetuses look like? You've probably seen pictures like Leonard Nielsen's famous A Child is Born book. We've seen the developing pictures of babies. What is abortion then? In abortion, that living human being is dismembered, decapitated, disemboweled, ripped limb from limb. They don't want you to hear this because they know if you hear what abortion is, you won't support it anymore. They must try to silence this. They know if you see abortion, you hear about abortion, you won't support it anymore. That's why they're so frantic. They don't want you to know what is happening in Toledo, in Columbus, Ohio, across the country. In abortion facilities, they dismember living human beings, and they don't want you to know that because they know that support wanes for abortion when you know what abortion is. Look at the pictures on our signs. Look at this baby. She was growing in the womb until one day she met the cold knife of abortion. Her body was severed, limb, and they laugh. Her body was severed, limb from limb. Ask yourself, am I the kind of person who laughs in the face of injustice?
My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice.
Or thought?
My body, my choice. 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 My body, my choice.
The comment was, if you oppose abortion, you should go adopt the kids in the difficult situations like foster care. I will tell you this. I'm a foster parent. My wife and I are foster parents. We see the system. We see the problems in the system. We have adopted as well. We have adopted and fostered. I see the problems in the adoption environment and in foster care. People say, well, foster care is so difficult. Well, ask yourselves this. What if someone said, well, let's end the pain of foster care by killing the kids in bad foster situations? What would you say? Is that right or wrong? It's wrong to kill kids because they will suffer in the future, whether it be in foster care or bad adoptions. The answer is not killing. The answer is not perpetuating injustice. The answer is saying, yes, we have problems in our foster care. Yes, we need better adoption grants to help people be able to adopt. But the solution is not killing. If you see a problem, the solution is not saying, well, you know what? Let's just dismember the humans. The solution is finding a real answer, better education, better help for foster parents and adopted families. But the mothers who say, I cannot take care of this child, I will let someone else do that, they are being heroic. Those other parents who decide to kill their children, that's not heroic. That is tragic. But the good news is there's healing even for those who have made that choice. We're not here today because we hate anyone. We're here because we want to see an end to this injustice perpetuated by the chanting. Anyone else, a question or comment? Question or thought? Do you have a comment on why you think abortion should be legal?
My body, my choice. My body, my choice.
What are you thinking today? What is your opinion about abortion?
My body, my choice.
I can probably read your mind. Some of you are walking by.
My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice.
Rape is a crime.
My body, my
Rape is an injustice. We oppose harming innocent humans. And for that same reason, we oppose rape. Of course, rape is immoral. It is a crime. But ask yourself this: who should pay for the crime of rape? Is it not the rapist? Shouldn't he be punished for what he did to that woman? Why should his child pay for the sins of what her father did? That seems unfair to us. So we say it's unfair to give that man a few years in jail and give the baby capital punishment. That's not fair. What the solution is not harming the mother, not harming the child. The solution is making the man pay the penalty for what he did, the full extent of the law taken against him. That is the solution. The violence of rape even does not justify the violence of abortion. Any other questions or comments? Any comments from anyone walking by? Comments or thoughts? Is there an actual comment or question? Thoughts you want to share? You can speak to us, please. Go ahead.
Okay, so this one's really for the pro-choice people. How do we define life then? No, that's not the question. That's not the question.
Okay. Excellent question. Yeah, his question was very, very important. He asked, how do we find human life? How do we know when human life begins? Now, here's the question. Do you want to hear an answer or do you want to shout it down? We know what they're going to do. But I'll share with you the answer. Here's the answer. I would like to answer the question. The scientists say it's very simple. When the sperm and egg unite, you create a one-cell zygote that's biologically alive, meeting all the criteria for biological life: metabolism, cellular reproduction, growth. For a living thing, the living thing has to belong to some species, right? So the question is, what species? Well, living things reproduce after their own kind, so a cat reproduces a cat, a dog a dog. So for humans, it's a human being. There's no question. So you asked a perfect question. This is about science. We have two sides here. One side is basing their belief on sound scientific reasoning. The other side is shouting down that scientific fact. What they tell you in the media, what you see on the movies is not true. We are not an anti-science movement because science enforces our position. Science proves that the fetus, the embryo inside a mother, a human mother, is a human being. Very immature, yes, but a human nonetheless. So we know that humans. Ask yourselves this: if that is a human being, do you believe all humans are created equal or not? What you believe on that question will answer your view on abortion. If you believe that not all humans are equal, then sure, you support abortion. But if you believe all humans are equal regardless of their sex, their color, or their age, to be consistent, you should oppose elective abortion as well. Do we have a question here? Sorry, you have to use this microphone.
All right, that's it. Okay, my question is just for you. Why are you the one that's asking it and you'll never go through this? Why don't you have a girl going through this? Like, you will never understand. Not even on a basic level.
Okay, so fair question. Why am I, as a man, answering this question? So Emma had the microphone. Emma's microphone died. But good question, yes. So let me answer the question. Okay, here's the answer to the question. Arguments don't have genders. People have genders, not arguments. So if I had a woman here, she would, if a pro-life woman were making this case, she'd give you the same arguments I'm giving. You must ask yourselves, are the arguments valid or invalid, not who's saying them. I could tell, I've asked, when I hear that question, I ask people, are you a mother? And many people say, well, no, I'm not a mother. And I ask, well, what is your opinion of mothers drowning their children in the bathtub? And they say, well, that's wrong. I say, well, you're not a mother. How can you say that? But they know that you don't have to have knowledge from experience to make a moral claim. The moral claim is apart from the gender. What matters is not, am I a man, am I a woman, or what I may identify with. What matters is, are my arguments valid or not? So here's the question. Do you have reasons to oppose my arguments, our arguments today, or all you have impugning our character? attacking us because I may be a man, or because when I was at University of South Florida, when someone asked me that, I gave the microphone to my colleague Jamie, and they said, well, sit down, you're a Christian. People don't want to listen to you because you're opposed to abortion, not because you're a man or whatever. They don't like the arguments because it's hard to reckon with. Any other questions or comments? Emma has the microphone again. Questions or comments? Thoughts on abortion? Maybe it's just an opinion, something you heard or something you want clarified? Go ahead, sir.
I was just going to ask all the people that are holding up signs saying my body, my choice and stuff like that. Have any of you actually had an abortion?
Oh, I'm right here, sir.
How did that feel? How did you feel afterwards?
It felt amazing. It is the most relieving experience of my life and the best decision I ever made. My body, my choice. My body,
thank you for your question. All right, this is a very important question. So you asked, what about what was your experience of abortion? This is important to hear. Yes, sorry, we'll come to you next. But first, let me answer the question. It's a very important question because abortion being right or wrong does not write upon someone having a bad experience with it. Our case is not at all that abortion harms women, therefore it's wrong. Abortion can harm women. I met a woman on this campus 3 years ago who has an incompetent cervix and cannot carry a child to term because of her abortion. It does harm women sometimes. However, that is not why abortion is wrong. Because other things could harm you, and I wouldn't oppose it, say it should be against the law. The reason we oppose abortion is because it directly, intentionally kills another human. That fetus inside the mother, that embryo inside the mother, that little, very young girl or boy is a human, and abortion dismembers her. That's why we oppose abortion. It's a simple argument. First, it's wrong to directly and intentionally kill humans. Second, abortion does directly and intentionally kill humans. 3, therefore, abortion is wrong. We have another question or comment. Go ahead.
Just to speak on the question that was previously asked, I have not personally had an abortion, but I have been positively impacted by abortion because if it was not safe and legal, my dad's girlfriend before my mother would have had a baby by my dad, and I would probably not be here, and neither would my 3 siblings in the life that we had, and he wouldn't be the father he is today. We wouldn't have the lives that we've had today if he didn't have the choice, and she didn't have the choice on whether they wanted to be parents or not at that point. And later on in life, when they had more of a financial and mental and emotional stability, they were able to have the family that they wanted. In taking some people's lives, you give life to other people. You give life to a family that you planned on having in a more responsible way. Instead of having an unplanned pregnancy on drugs and just drinking and not caring about your body at a young age without resources, he did not have that baby, and instead he waited until he was ready to have me and then my 3 other siblings.
Okay, thank you for the comment. I think it's the mic, that the speaker's too far, the Bluetooth. Let's get the speaker closer. Thank you for the comment. So this is a very valid point here. That there goes the airplane above us. Again, you're seeing what abortion does to children above our heads in the air and on here. But I want to get back to this comment here because this is very important. Yes, I'm sorry, I want to answer her comment though, but we'll come to you next.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, stand right there. That's fine.
Thank you for your permission.
Oh, you don't have to ask my permission.
I didn't.
When we go through painful experiences, it changes us. The journeys we go through as human beings may not always take the course that we intend. Some people have abortions, and some people it changes their lives. It may change the direction because they don't have the child they would have had. We never know what would happen if we rewound the clock and did things differently. It is certainly possible some people, had they kept their children before and given that child for adoption or something else, maybe their life still would have come around circle. But so I can't comment on exactly what would have happened, of course, but I can tell you this. My wife and I have had children lost to miscarriage. Our first child lost to miscarriage. Had that child lived, our firstborn child probably would not have been born because it would not have been possible. The first child would have been born in her place. And so looking backwards, it's true that I love my daughter and would not want my daughter not to exist, but when the miscarriage happened, I grieved that deeply. But that miscarriage did change me. I learned many things from it about being a father, and I was prepared to be a father to my daughter who was born. So all I can say is when we go through experiences, we even make bad decisions. Now, miscarriage is not the same as abortion, but the connection is this. We have a situation happen. We learn from it. It changes our future. That doesn't mean the thing that happened was good. The miscarriage my wife and I faced was not good. That baby died, and that was a real loss. That doesn't mean that good things couldn't come. Thank you, I appreciate that. It doesn't mean that good can come later from that loss, or even from, I believe when abortions happen, I think we can learn from them and become better people. So I do think that is true. I still don't think it justifies the killing, but I appreciate your comment. Thank you, ma'am. We had, I think there was someone right there. Then we'll come back to you.
So, sorry. So, I mean, my big thing is that abortions are always going to happen no matter what you do. The big thing should be just making them safe. So for my personal example, as I was talking to this young man earlier, is that I have mental illness, and I grew up in hell, my own personal hell, and I would never wish that on a child also growing up. I was lucky and was able to find a gynecologist that would tie my tubes for me at 22 years old. However, the desperation that some women feel with abortion, I'll explain to you, is that if I knew that I was pregnant and knew that I would be bringing a child with my genetics, with the possibility for the mental illness that I went through, and I was not able to get an abortion, I would take it out myself. I would cut open my own stomach, I would rip it out, I would shove my own hands up there to take it out myself. Because that's just how much I would not want to bring a child of that into this world. And that should not be wrong to make the choice, make that choice to bring it's not immoral if you know that a child would not have the life that it deserves to abort that fetus. You should give the child the life that it deserves when you can.
So thank you. We did talk earlier, and I will echo what I said earlier in this, that I don't know what your situation was. I can't say I experienced that, but I know that many people do suffer from many issues. And my ethic is this, that when we see those people suffering like you, if someone said we could end your suffering tomorrow by killing you today, I would oppose that. Because I believe, and I know that she's a human being, and I know that no matter how much she's suffering, my ethic is this: alleviate suffering, don't kill the sufferer, so we may suffer. Humans do suffer. We can look at a baby and say, she may have Down syndrome, she may suffer in life. I say, what matters is not how much she'll suffer. What matters is let's help her, let's alleviate the suffering, not kill her. Harmful rhetoric, I'm telling you about things that happen. Babies who are diagnosed with Down syndrome are among, it's the most dangerous for them because many of them are killed. It's between 70, 80, 90% depending upon the study you look at. But most babies diagnosed with Down syndrome are killed because people say they're going to suffer. Let's kill them. Our ethic is this: even if you will suffer, what we ought to do as a civil society is help you, alleviate your suffering, not kill you. And so with this situation, I would say this is true. Many may suffer. But what we ought to do when we see those children who will suffer is say, how can we prepare? How can we fix society to help them? And the solution is certainly not dismembering them, cutting them limb from limb. Now, before we take the next question, before I go to the next question, let me say that as we've been discussing this today, many people say, well, you hate women, you're misogynistic. Let me just remind you that this position that abortion is wrong is based upon the evidence that the fetus is a human being. But we're not here because we hate women by any means. We believe that those who've had abortions can find healing, even if they don't maybe feel any pain. Sometimes they admit, I don't know if they have pain or not, but we are not here because we hate women. In fact, we actually have good news for anyone who is suffering from a past abortion. We don't just love babies, we love born women too. You don't have to be a Christian to oppose abortion. Many people who are not Christians oppose abortion. But as a Christian, I can tell you this. I can give you good news too, that not only is abortion bad and wrong, but even though I've never had an abortion, and you can laugh, you don't have to agree with me, but I want to share this with you. Even though I've never had an abortion, I've sinned against the same infinite God as a woman who's had multiple abortions. Therefore, I'm no better than her. We're both forgiven through the only one possible mechanism, that is Christ's finished work on the cross. I share that with you, and maybe you will look at me and say, well, we have no reason to listen to you now because you're a Christian. But I want you to know that we don't hate those who've had abortions. In fact, we believe we're no better than you. We all are in the same place needing forgiveness for all that we do, and that only comes through Christ's work on the cross. Now again, I must admit, you don't have to be a Christian to oppose abortion, but I'm giving you my position of how you can find healing if you are in grief from a past abortion. Do we have any other questions or comments? Yes, we had another one. I think there was someone over. Did I see one, a question or comment? Comment, reasons you think abortion should be legal, or reasons you think that we're wrong, that the evidence is not on our side. Follow up.
So, I don't know about a lot of the other pro-choicers, but personally, I don't want people to have abortions. Like, I think that it should be a last resort kind of thing. I think women should always have the choice, and that if it affects their health and their lifestyle, and if they're not taking care of their bodies the way they shouldn't be responsible for bringing our next generation into this world. And I think if that's just not what you wanted in your life, those are just not the goals at this moment that you want, no one should force you to have that child either. But I believe that we should just educate people. I think that the pro-lifers would agree with this too. We need to educate people on how they can prevent unwanted pregnancies, or how once they're pregnant, they have resources out there. And one of those resources that pro-lifers have been trying to defund is Planned Parenthood. And I have personally used Planned Parenthood because as a lot of young women or even men who start having sex and they don't want their parents to know and stuff like that, they have that resource. It's usually in walking distance in the middle of a city, and when they shut down, sometimes women don't even have that kind of doctor's office anymore. That was their doctor's office.
Okay, thank you for the comment. I appreciate that. So, first of all, I would ask a follow-up question. Anyone thinking this, who thinks that, yeah, you know, abortion shouldn't be just birth control used willy-nilly, why? Why not? I mean, if this does not kill an innocent human being, how dare we tell women you shouldn't do this just for whatever reason? It is so utterly shocking to me that many people who support abortion would say, well, you shouldn't just get it for, you know, frivolous reasons. But I think there's a reason that they say that, because they know that abortion does kill an innocent human. But are you really, if you really believe that, you really think it should be legal to kill innocent humans? So I think that we have to be consistent here. If you don't like abortion because you think it kills a human, why should it be allowed for any reason? The second point was about Planned Parenthood. Let me tell you about Planned Parenthood. They lie. You don't like this. Planned Parenthood tells you Cecile Richards is on record saying, we do mammograms. Have you ever gotten a mammogram at Planned Parenthood? No one has. They don't do mammograms at Planned Parenthood. They lie. They don't do what they tell you. There are more federally recognized healthcare centers across America that do comprehensive health care for women than Planned Parenthood. Our position has been to take the money away from Planned Parenthood, give it to those organizations who do more comprehensive care like mammograms, and they don't kill humans, give them our tax money. Planned Parenthood, they say only 3% of what they do is abortion. But let me tell you how they get to that figure. They look at everything they do and count it as one. Handing out a condom is one. Doing an abortion is one. Add it together, how many services? They count condoms and abortions as the same and say, well, abortions are less common. That is utterly disingenuous. The abortion is much more involved. That is like telling someone a baseball stadium, that's like them saying, you know what, we have baseball games, yes, but we sell hot dogs. And we sell a lot more hot dogs than we have baseball games, and therefore, we're really a hot dog organization that does a little bit of baseball business. That is lying, that is disingenuous, that is wrong. Planned Parenthood is an abortion industry. They do a lot of abortions. They make a lot of money off abortion, and they are getting our tax dollars. And that's why we say defund them. As recently as last year, they were found in the scandal of taking baby body parts and selling them. Selling baby body parts. Cecile Richards had to go before Congress for this, and so they suddenly stopped taking money for it, but they still harvest the body parts because they know they're useful. These humans who are being killed are useful. I admit it, they're useful. But you know what? The American government also thought it was useful to go down to Guatemala in the middle of the 20th century and infect Guatemalans with syphilis to test them, to test certain drugs. That's useful, but that's immoral. You don't harm innocent humans to benefit others. That's why abortion is wrong, not because it's something we don't like, because someone told us it's wrong. Abortion is wrong because it directly and intentionally kills innocent humans. If anyone has any scientific evidence to show that this is not a human being right there, we'll lay down our signs and go home. But you know what? We ask that campus to campus and no one ever takes us up on that. Why? Because it's scientifically...
Because it's pointless.
There we go. Two things. First of all, because it's proven scientifically. Secondly, she said, we don't care.
No, because we don't care.
The side that supports abortion doesn't care if they're human or not. All they care about is keeping it legal to end that human's life. We have a question or comment right here. Go ahead.
I don't care. I honestly don't care. We don't care.
Sorry, I want to listen to her, please.
One is that using abortion as birth control is just completely not accurate. Abortions cost upwards of $2,000, depending on what stage you're planning on getting it, or if you even know you're pregnant at that point. So they can cost upwards of $2,000. Plus, they're not paid for by tax dollars at all, ever. And any investigation that was gone into it by, against Planned Parenthood, state of California and state of Indiana, Texas, Oklahoma, pretty much any investigation into Planned Parenthood has come up where they have not participated in any illegal activity. They have not been cutting up babies and selling them. They have been donated. They are biomedical waste donated for scientific research, and any form of birth control would be more cost effective.
Okay, I appreciate the question. Thank you. Thank you very much for the question. So the comment is women are not having abortion for birth control. The reason I address birth control is someone said earlier that women ought not do that. And I hear that a lot from the pro-choice side, and I wonder, well, why not? So you may say they're not doing that, but here's what we can also tell you. Guttmacher.org, Guttmacher named after Alan Guttmacher, former president of Planned Parenthood. His research institute that still exists today does statistics on abortion, and they have asked women, why do you get abortions? Less than 0.5% say rape or incest. Less than 0.5% say the life of the mother. That leaves over 99% that are other reasons that, yes, could be big reasons, like financial reasons, like familial reasons, or college, career reasons. But this is not because she's going to die. The overwhelming majority of abortions are for other reasons. So whether you say birth control or not, my position is merely this. If you're financially in a bad situation, if you're in college and want to keep your career on hold, keep career going, don't put it on hold. Find a solution, but don't kill someone. I mean, that's really our position. The solution would be, whenever you are pregnant and you do not want to be a mother, there are ethical ways to sever the ties of motherhood, but it is not severing the baby. Adoption in Ohio, you are paid by the adoptive family. You are given a certain sum of money to cover prenatal care, the birth, and then some. That's how adoption works in Ohio. I'm not talking about every single state, but so that's financially feasible. Now, you may say it's impossible to tell a woman, have that baby for 9 months and then give her up for adoption. I would never say that's easy. I have met women a couple weeks ago who told me it was really, really hard. And my son today, my biological son, who's not my son anymore, someone adopted him, does not like what I did. But she said, I can live every day knowing that I did not kill my child. I did the heroic thing. And she did. She was a hero. She gave her baby a better life. To look at that child, hold that child, snuggle that child, and give her away to someone else is not easy. But when you're not ready to be a mother, it's heroic.